we're going to Volcano Masaya right now. This is the road there, so I thought I'd take you there. That's the volcano over there. Yes. And here we go. We're at the volcano. I wonder if they let us go all the way up there. Before what they used to, but because there's some issues here, the volcano is quite active. They might not. We'll see. Yeah, there's City. I can't put her on the ground because it's too hot. When I was in high school, you actually can go from there all the way down there. I don't know if you can see that, and then over there. And we walked there, and we actually put stones with our names on, which was insane if you think about it. But that's a volcano. I don't know if you can see it there. I'm gonna come at night so you guys can see it, but look, it's very active. Hello, my beautiful people. I hope you enjoyed that. I went to volcano. Now, I told you I was going to do a video about journalists in the UK now saying that the chase happened. And guess who they are blaming? This is a very serious reporter that I very much liked in the past, because either this person has suddenly become an imbecile, is high on drugs, or she's been bought out. I'm talking about Miss Victoria Arbiter. She's the daughter of Mr. Dickie Arbiter, who I love as well. He was, I believe, the press secretary for the Queen for a long time. Very well respected guy. But what I'm about to show you, the article she just wrote, I mean, I don't even know what to tell you. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment. It's free, beautiful people. Thanks for the super chats and all the PayPal donations. I always say thank you. I hope you got the emails. But yes, was this actually this chase ever happened? Because apparently we live in bizarro world that we think that things that didn't happen are happening, and we take it for granted. And even more people that I thought were reputable journalists. Please listen to the video, because you will have to read it to believe it. She starts off as, in the interest of clarity, my piece this week is not about the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, but it's about the folks who, due to a catalog of errors, let them down during their recent trip to New York. The recipient of the Miss Foundation Woman of Vision Award, Meghan, supported by her husband and mother, attended a gala at the Ziegfeld Ballroom in Manhattan early last week. So now she's saying that there were other people's errors. It wasn't Harry and Meghan's, who were the directors of their own stupidity and the ones who endanger their own lives, in spite of the recommendations of the security people. She says that despite the glitzy occasion and its efforts to highlight half a century of progress and power, the days since have been dominated by discussions regarding the Sussexes' near catastrophic car chase at the hands of highly aggressive paparazzi. Yes, why is that? Because the very next day, early in the morning, Harry and Meghan, their PR people, issued a statement saying that there was a near catastrophic car chase that pretty much could have ended in disaster. So the first thing that people think is that something happened to them. Okay, so yes, that's why Victoria Arbiter and you, I'm surprised, because you know that they did this on purpose in order to exactly make the news about them, because Meghan Markle was not happy that it wasn't big enough news about her. Why? Because she needs the press. She needed to be out there. Now, Miss Victoria goes, undoubtedly a coup for Hertz. It may not seem like a big deal, but the pictures gave rise to a slew of tacky headlines touting the Queen of Hertz in reference to Diana's wish to be known as Queen of People's Hearts. Given the level of attention the Sussexes typically attract, their staff should have been suitably prepared by erecting screens and implementing the necessary adjustments. They could have avoided what was undeniably a rookie mistake. No, Miss Victoria Arbiter, I don't know if you're being paid by Harry and Meghan Markle, but it was not a rookie mistake. Meghan Markle and Hertz allegedly have a very solid contract, and she got a lot of money for coming through the Hertz entrance instead of having their cars parked right outside the main entrance of the Ziegfeld Theater. They would have only need to walk 2 steps to get into the theater. But then that would have made that Meghan Markle would have not signed that deal with Hertz, and they would have not been paid a lot of money, and they would have not gotten the suburban vehicles that they got for free. Okay? Because Meghan Markle went through that entrance, making a big show in this, and I urge Miss Victoria Arbiter to actually go back and look at the video. There were at least 3 private entrances from to the Ziegfeld Theater that could have been used. I did my video on it this morning. I showed you a picture. There were 2 cones, the cars, and they have those 2 cones in order to move them so VIP cars can park and walk immediately in. That would have been less than 2 steps. By opening the car of the Suburban, that would have been 1 step. So they wouldn't have been able to get any pictures, and the Paps wouldn't have been able to get any close to them. But Meghan Markle chose to go through Hertz because that's where she made the money. She had a deal. That was not a rookie mistake. You are making a rookie mistake by assuming that this was not programmed, because why would you enter through a Hertz when you can enter to their main door with 0 or little at all Paps opportunities to take shots of you? Or she could have entered through the underground. There was an underground door that goes straight to the to the theater, to the side entrance on the theater, inside the building. But no, she chose that because she had that deal. And not only did they go in, they went out through, so where you can see Hertz. When you see them walking out, you see the big Hertz signs on top. And their security guards can only advise what to do and prepare accordingly. But if their 2 principals are stupid and they're making deals, there's nothing they can do. Okay? There's nothing they can do. They can only advise and hope they listen and they don't get killed for listening to these people. On a more serious note, the methods employed by Harry and Meghan's security team were an absolute disgrace. I repeat myself, Miss Arbiter. No. The poor people, those poor security company, they were trying to do their best with the 2 stupid idiots, fame-hungry idiots that they have for principals. They have no choice, because the other choice would be just to let Harry and Meghan Markle walk outside on their own, which is also not acceptable. The reason why the security guard got out of the taxi was because he was blocking the pap shot. So Meghan Markle and Harry gave instructions for the guy to get out, leave the principals on their own in their cab, so the Paps could get the shots, so they could claim with Netflix that they've been prepped for that. And then you go, I don't profess to be an expert on the topic, but considering the relentless pursuit and multiple near collisions described by their official spokesperson, surely their primary concern should have been getting their principals to safety versus trying to lose the Paps. Exactly. But the problem was that Harry and Meghan did not have the footage that they wanted for their Netflix documentary, which is why they switched to a cab. They hailed a cab in the middle of nowhere because they needed that footage. The Paps themselves issued a very strongly worded statement, and they have gone on the record and they are willing to call it out, and they have already said that they have more footage. Okay? That they were told by Meghan Markle's team and security team and her staff at the entrance of the evening of the event of the Ziegfeld Theater to follow them because they were going to dinner so they could get more shots. So the paps were following them around like idiots. But of course, as I said, for Harry and Meghan, they were not close enough because they were keeping their distance, because New York laws are actually quite strict. So the paps didn't know why the hell they were being led around the city with Harry's driver driving recklessly to create a dramatic scene. So the only people who acted with an absolute disgrace were Harry and Meghan. That's it. And you putting out this article blows my mind, because I thought you were a serious journalist. Then Ms. Arbiter goes to say, by extension, decisions made by the private security firm assigned to protect them have been called into question, as has the wording used in an emotionally charged statement released on their behalf, freed from the rules that govern their existence as senior working royals. Harry and Meghan have been able to conduct their professional lives as they see fit, hiring staff according to their own criteria. They've surrounded themselves with a loyal and accomplished team. Okay? So you're saying that Meghan and Harry chose and hired the people they consider are going to do what they want them to do. They're loyal. Unlike at the palace, where the palace told them no. Hence, we have Megxit. And not only we have Megxit, we have a vicious Megxit, because this is like, I mean, you were trying to tell us what to do. You were being racist. That's what they were calling the monarchy and everybody who worked around them, because, of course, Meghan Markle wanted to do her own thing. You know, I was just doing a live. I just did a live with P. Dinah and Ron, where P. Dinah said that Meghan wanted to create her own brand, and because she was not allowed, that's why she left. So, hence, Victoria Arbiter, Miss Victoria Arbiter, you're saying here, Harry, they hired staff according to their own criteria, and their criteria is you're going to do as we say without any questioning. Okay? And then you go on, nonetheless, by opting to relinquish royal life, they walked away from those responsible for overseeing the stringent checks and balances designed to safeguard members of the firm. Exactly. And the reason why they had so many problems is because they were telling Harry and Meghan Markle, you can't do that. You're endangering yourself and endangering others. It is not safe. It is not protocol. And what do? They allegedly bullied and abused anybody who would tell them no. I mean, Ms. Victoria even goes further to say, they're to prevent private entities from exploiting their image for commercial palace guidelines. Similarly, ensure that charities, associations, and initiatives requesting their patronage are all above board. Largely driven by common sense, still it takes someone with a wealth of experience to catch every hidden snag. Upon their arrival at the gala, it was readily apparent the Duke and Duchess would have benefit from the wisdom of such a pro. Directed to walk through a car rental company in order to reach the evening's venue, they were photographed in front of an enormous sign for Hertz. In a further twist of fate, under the light, the color of Meghan's dress happened to be a perfect match for the chain's #1 gold. I mean, I don't know, but I feel like saying, Ms. Arbiter, are you on drugs or something? Okay? Because Meghan is a pro, but not at what you think. It was clear that this was all planned by her. They were directed to walk through a car rental. Yes, because that's where Meghan Markle said that she would walk in through. So the security had to do their best to make sure that they were as safe as possible. Because if you notice, Meghan Markle took her sweet time to get in. Okay, so yes, the palace, and again, Miss Arbiter, Megxit, does that remind you of two people? Of the racist accusations because she was told what to do, how to do it, because they needed to protect the monarchy's image, and Meghan wanted to cheapen it? This is what Meghan wanted to do with the monarchy. She wanted to have a duchess walking or a prince walking through her rent-a-car so they could make a deal. This is exactly what Meghan Markle wanted to do. And the fact that either you're not very smart to see it or you're being paid to write about it to now blame others, either scenario does not bode well for you, because in either scenario, you're either too stupid or you sold out. Take your pick, ma'am. I mean, she goes on to say, I appreciate the Sussexes' desire to maintain their privacy of their host and indeed the residence where they were staying, but driving around for over 2 hours wasn't worth the risk or potential loss of life. 10 days on, the details related to the night in question still differ based on who one asked. The NYPD, the NYC mayor, ABC News, president of Buddha Security, CNN, Bagrid, and Sukarn Singh, the taxi driver involved, have all put forth conflicted accounts, but there is one area on which we can perhaps agree. The security team responsible should have had watertight procedures in place. I mean, I think Ms. Arbiter is clearly on drugs or sold out, because everybody is given, the mayor of New York, the NYPD, the Buddha Security, the taxi drivers, Bagrid, are all given consistent accounts. And Bagrid has the footage to prove it. The only one who's not given a consistent account is Harry and CNN and ABC News, and we know why that is. Okay? So, I mean, why is the security team responsible if Harry and Meghan Markle, I can see Meghan Markle saying, you know what, if you don't take me there, I'm going to walk out and it's going to be worse for you. You can see that the security team is frustrated, but there's nothing they can do because, as Ms. Arbiter say, now they're free from the constraints of the royal family, who were smart and were telling them no. And we know what that happened when they were told no. Now, unto themselves, the paparazzi has consistently shown a blatant disregard for the rules designed to keep others safe, and numerous celebrities have voiced their fears over the lengths they will go to get the money shot. Bullshit. I'm calling you a bullshitter, because even the taxi driver and everybody else, they all say that they were staying behind them. They were going behind them because they were told by Harry and Meghan's team that they were going to go eat dinner someplace else and they could get more pictures of them. So that's why the Paps were driving around. They were keeping their distance, and the footage released in Germany proves that the Pap is keeping his distance while the police, because the police stopped over Harry and Meghan Markle, their Suburban, because they were driving recklessly. I think they even flipped, knocked over a garbage can or something like that. They were stopped so that you can hear the Paps saying, they're crazy, they're driving around like crazy, we're Paps. And even then, you can see the Paps keeping their distance. As such, security personnel need to be primed and ready, especially when escorting a couple as high profile as Has and Meg. They're not high profile, they're just idiots, fame-hungry idiots who create their own chaos everywhere they go. Chris Sanchez, one of the bodyguards present, told CNN he'd never seen or experienced anything like this, and that the public were in jeopardy at several points. It could have been fatal. All the more reason they should have gone straight home. Yes. But they are twisting his words around. He had never seen anything like it because they were being told to drive recklessly. And they could have, and not the Paps. The Paps were not endangering anybody. It was them at the behest of Harry and Meghan Markle that they were driving around recklessly, trying to stage a fake phony Pap chase that didn't exist. This is why Mr. Sanchez is saying that there was reckless. Because even the Pap, you can hear the Pap in that Germany clip that they posted, and I posted it on my shorts, that they were saying, this is bullshit. They're driving like crazy. We're Paps. They're driving like crazy. And this is why the police did not arrest them, because they were nowhere near them. They were keeping their distance. In the wake of the purported chase, the Sussex spokesperson issued a statement condemning the photographers' action in the strongest of terms. It says, Given the severity of the language, which instantly drew parallels of the car crash that killed Diana, Princess of Wales, it inevitably ignited a worldwide response, which is exactly what they wanted to do. That was the whole point of it, because we're still talking about that fucking thing. They should be seriously charged with this is absolutely disgusting. The one would have to be devoid of human decency to ignore how triggering the scenario will have been for Harry. Their choice of words ultimately resulted in more harm than good. Mocked on a global scale, the couple were accused of destroying their own credibility. Why do you think that is, Miss Arbiter? Why do you think that is? Said to be incredibly scared and shaken up. They likely approved or even wrote the text before it went out, but the job of a communications head is to act in the best interest of the boss. Considering VIPs are rarely told no, it can be a thankless task. But if they're to conduct the roles efficiently, they need to have a spine of steel. What do you guys think? Is Miss Victoria Steele an imbecile? Or is she sold out? Because the reason why Megxit happened is because nobody tells Meghan what to do, nor Harry. What Meghan wants, Meghan gets. No matter who gets hurt, harmed, or destroyed.